So here you are. You have an A-player team. You have an A-player communication rhythm. You've even built a one-page dashboard that gives you perfect, real-time clarity. Your team is aligned. Your meetings are efficient. Your dashboard is clear. But you are still the bottleneck. You are still working 60 hours a week. You are still drowning. Why? Because your A-player sales team is doing things one way. Your A-player marketing team is doing it another way. Your new hires are making it up as they go because nothing is written down. Every time there's a problem, every time there's a question, every time there's a one-off situation, who do they come to? You! You are the only person who knows how things are done. You haven't built a company. You've just built a high-stress, high-paying job for yourself. You are trapped. In our last video, I promised to show you how to build a business that can run itself. How to, as the integrator, document your company's core processes without creating a 500-page, bureaucratic, soul-crushing operations manual that nobody will ever read. But first, you must understand the real reason you're a bottleneck. It's not because your team is lazy. It's because you are addicted to being the technician. The E-myth trap. Technician versus manager. In his masterpiece, The E-myth, Michael E. Gerber gives us the single most important diagnosis for any business leader. He says that the reason most businesses fail is that they are run by technicians suffering from an entrepreneurial seizure. What does that mean? The technician is the doer. They are the best salesperson, the best marketer, the best engineer. They are so good at their technical skill that they think, I should start my own business. But the technician hates systems. They hate processes. They see them as bureaucratic and restrictive. They just want to do the work. As an integrator, as a VP, as a COO, you are almost certainly the chief technician. You are the best doer on your team. You've hired a team of A players, but you're still stuck in the technician mindset. You're still jumping in to rescue the sales call. You're still the only one who knows how to format the board report. You're still fixing the marketing copy at midnight. You are the bottleneck. And because you are the one doing all the work, you have no time for the real job of an integrator. The real job of an integrator is to be the manager. The technician does the work. The manager builds the system that does the work. The technician asks, how do I do this? The manager asks, how do I create a system so that anyone on my team can do this perfectly, every single time, without me? The only way to escape the technician trap and stop being the bottleneck is to take the genius that is in your head and put it into a system. You must build the franchise prototype. The solution. The franchise prototype. The franchise prototype is a mindset. It's the core concept of the E-myth. You must build your department as if it were the prototype for 5,000 more just like it. Think about McDonald's. You can take a 17-year-old kid with no experience, and on their first day, they can produce a perfect, consistent product. Why? Is it because they're an A-player fry cook? No. It's because they are operating inside an A-player system. A system so simple, so clear, and so well documented that it is impossible to get it wrong. The system guarantees the result. Your job as the integrator is to stop hunting for genius employees and start building a genius system that any good employee can run. This is how you get out of the technician trap. You stop being the system and you start building it. But the idea of documenting all our processes is overwhelming. It sounds like a 500-page, soul-crushing manual that will be outdated by next Tuesday. So we're not going to do that. We are going to use the 80-20 process to document the 20% of your business that causes 80% of your headaches. The 3-step A-player process system. This is the Integrator's playbook for building a business that runs itself. Step 1. Identify your technician bottlenecks. For the next week, I want you to keep a frustration journal. Every time a team member interrupts you, every time you have to jump in and fix something, every time you feel that, I'll just do it myself feeling, write it down. After 1 week, you will have a list of 20 things. Tom didn't know how to format the client report. Sarah from marketing keeps using the old logo. The new hire didn't know how to set up their benefits. The sales team isn't logging their calls in the right place on the dashboard. This is your list. These are the 20 technician tasks that are stealing your manager time. Now, you apply the 80-20 rule. You look at that list of 20 frustrations and you ask, which 4 of these are causing 80% of my pain? It's not the benefits question. It's the client report and the sales call logging. Those are the high-value, high-friction processes. You've just found your starting line. We are not going to document everything. We are going to document those 4 things. If you're an integrator who is still the chief technician, if you're the bottleneck for every decision, this is the framework to break free. This is the playbook we build at Well-Drawn Wisdom. Like this video and subscribe to the channel to get the next step in our systems pillar. Step 2. Build the simple system. You're not going to write a manual. You're going to create a simple 1-page system for each of your 4 bottleneck processes. Your system, your franchise prototype for that task, only has 3 parts. Let's use the client report example. The big why. A 1-sentence explanation of why this process matters. People will follow a system if they understand why it's important. Example: the purpose of this weekly client report is to build trust and prove our value so the client renews their contract. The how-to. This is the McDonald's part. It is a simple checklist. 5 to 7 steps, not 50. If it's more than 7 steps, it's too complicated. Open the client report template in Google Drive. Pull the weekly lead measure data from the dashboard. Insert the data into section 1 of the template. Write a 3-bullet summary in the key takeaways box. Send the report to Alex for a 10-minute review. Send the final version to the client. The what-ifs. This is the step that makes you a genius. You identify the 3 most common failure points and you solve them in advance. What if the dashboard data is wrong? Do not send the report. Contact the ops manager immediately. What if the client asks a question you can't answer? Do not guess. Reply with, "That's a great question. Let me confirm with our team and get you an answer by EOD." What if you are sick? Ask backup person to complete steps 1 through 6. That's it. That is your entire process. It's not a 50-page manual. It's a 1-page checklist. It's simple, it's clear, and it's impossible to get wrong. You've just built your first genius system. Step 3. Transfer ownership. This is the final and hardest step for any technician. You do not just email this 1-page document to Tom and say, "Here's the new process." You must transfer ownership. You sit down with Tom, you pull up the 1-page system, and you say, "Tom, I've failed you. I've been the bottleneck, and I haven't given you a clear system for success. That's my fault. This is the new client report system. I've created the first draft. But this isn't my system. It's yours. You are now the system owner for the client report process. Your job is to follow this checklist. But more importantly, your job is to improve it. If you find a faster way, a better way, a way to cut a step, you change the document. This is your system to own and make better. Look what you just did. You gave Tom the why. so he's engaged. You gave him the how, so he's empowered. You gave him ownership, so he's accountable. You are no longer the technician who does the report. You are the manager who manages the system that does the report. Your new job is just to review his work for 10 minutes and say, "This is perfect, no changes, send it." You just bought yourself 2 hours of your week back. That is the integrator's edge. The payoff. You are no longer the bottleneck. So, the payoff? The secret to building a business that runs itself is to stop being the technician and start being the manager. You've stopped being the genius and started building a genius system. You've created your franchise prototype, not by writing a 500-page manual, but by identifying the 20% of frustrations that cause 80% of your pain. Building a simple one-page checklist, transferring ownership to your A players. You have just built an A player team in an A player communication system, running an A player operations system. You've done it. You have finally escaped the daily chaos. Your business can run without you, but now you have a new and final problem. You fixed your boss. You fixed your team. You fixed your systems. You've done the integrator job so well. You've basically worked yourself out of a job. You've stopped being the chief fixer, and now what? You're no longer drowning. You're bored. You're stuck. This is the final psychological trap for every great second in command. You've mastered the how, but you've forgotten the why. You have to manage the one final and most important person, yourself. How do you, the integrator, stop being the chief technician and step into your true final role as the chief entrepreneur? In our next video, we are kicking off our new pillar, Pillar 4, the inner game, by tackling the integrator's imposter syndrome and the final psychology of leadership.